Oh,
Hello.
and I think
Hello.
we are live. Somebody maybe grab a link, and if we do some shares,
Yeah, go this way.
do you guys have the login for?
Oh, no.
Oh no!
Dan
only
doesn't share
only
stuff,
I
yeah.
have that, and my
Why would Dan give us the keys to the kingdom?
Yeah.
not even to the Facebook.
We cannot post from the Facebook. We can
Okay.
only react to shit.
So this might send everything tumbling down, but I'm gonna try and share this.
I don't see it.
Facebook. Oh, yeah.
Copy link.
There needs to be some volume going down, but
Apex Fear, hello. We are currently trying to work out how to share a link to get some more people into the chat. We will be doing the typical starter in a moment. Yeah, I think if I try and post, it all just goes completely
it
dead.
did go. Kind of.
So we're gonna probably not share that, I think.
Oh no.
Unless I can log in on someone else's thing, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Hello, everyone. It's me here today with Alec and Seb.
Aloha.
Dan is MIA, as ever. And so...
Who's Dan?
Who is Dan?
Want to buy.
We're going to do a little rundown of our experience from YCS Ghent.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk a little bit about all of the YCSs that are last week, this week, and next week. There's so much going on at the moment. Yeah, sorry that we missed last week. We were all on the long drive home from Belgium.
Again.
But yeah, we're back now, and we can give a little rundown of exactly what went on. First off, though, I have a card in my head, and you guys have to try and guess it. Let's see if we're gonna have another chat win this week, because I think they just beat you last time.
Yeah,
Probably pull up the chat.
Surgical extraction.
That's the thing that can happen.
Montocado.
It is a monster card. I am very predictable.
Main deck Montocado.
It is a main deck monster card.
Okay.
So
level 4 or lower.
It is not a level 4 or lower monster card.
level 8 or higher.
It is a level 8 or higher main deck monster card.
So, is it level 8?
It is level 8.
Okay.
Does it have an effect that special summons itself?
Yes. It does have an effect special summon itself.
Was it first printed at Secret Rare?
It was first printed at Secret Rare.
Okay.
There we go.
Is it a dark machine?
It's always the dark machine.
Is it Gizmek?
It's Gizmek, but you weren't first. Hollering,
Yeah.
pipped him.
I mean, you said you said you were on first as if I didn't know like 5 guesses ago.
Tom's
but I was
card
gonna
pool.
let them play the game.
Tom's card pool is literally just Hydralander and Gizmek at this point.
Yep.
So, literally, Secret Rare was the only tiebreaker.
Like, I usually come up with a card in advance, and today I hadn't, and I panicked. And I love Gizmek.
Diggity.
Gizmek, key card we saw in, well, everywhere really. It was all over Orcus lists.
All of them.
But more of a key
Doing the
card
round.
in Niagara.
Yep.
You guys have seen the list that won.
I have indeed seen this one.
So David took his Gizmek, Gizmek, Danger, OTK, just ram everything in attack position. Gren Maju, the card that...
What is a text box in the deck?
You don't need effects on field. You need attack points on the field.
It's just the attack deck.
Yeah. Like we've seen Gren Maju doing things all over the place. I feel like I may have mentioned that deck a few times. Like,
Yeah, but
I love
the
it.
way I envisaged Gren Maju was like all of the traps and stuff, and now it's just Big danger, big snack.
Well, we've seen so many different Grim Magi decks. We've seen Grim Magi Stun. We've seen Grim Magi rank 8 with Golden Castle, and now we see Grim Magi like level 8 attack points.
Actual danger deck.
Yeah.
Which was a popular deck before Gizmek was released.
Yeah.
Like, even in the cycle of danger FTKs, there was the go second danger punch you in the face deck, which was very good.
It just didn't FTK.
Got a lot of time to go second punch you in the face.
I mean, yeah. I'm just like, personally, I won't be taking my Wabakus, but I could justify people now playing their Wabakus. But
I mean, I'm not sure Wabaku is the right Wabaku.
maybe Threatening Roar.
I feel like there was a new card that we saw recently. Yeah, I mean, Null Nun probably does it better.
Respectable card, yes.
But there was another
But
card.
then you null none, and then they go like danger, and then it hits the same danger. You pop a card, and then they're just like end turn. You're like, my life points.
Yeah, but they've gone second, not killed you, and have no interaction because they aren't playing any interaction.
Yeah, but like, you're playing striker, so it doesn't matter.
I am not playing Striker.
I am playing Striker. Believe it or not, I'm actually bored of Striker now.
You've said that a lot, and it never actually sticks through till the next event.
It doesn't mean I won't play it,
Sad,
but I am still bored of it.
I'm shuffling a striker extra deck here, but it's not for striker.
There are Striker cards in that deck.
But anyway, obviously Niagara was just one of the YCSs that weekend. We
Yep.
saw YCS Ghent, which we all were attending.
Yeah.
We didn't make the top, but it was a really good weekend for the UK. We saw, I think there were 6 UK players making the top cut.
Yeah.
I don't know the final numbers. I know 3 of them were from our good friends, the Disciples,
Yep.
the London-based team, with absolutely crushed it.
So obviously Sam Pearson
Came
going all the way to the
second.
finals.
Yeah.
Also
What
Marcus
an era.
Patel and Lee Lin from the Disciples,
Yeah.
along with Simon He making the top 4.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely crushed
Miles Sage and I think Zacchaeus Shah
Yeah.
was the last UK player making it into the
Yeah.
top 32. So like
it. Yeah, more
nearly
than I know.
20% of the top cut UK players, which is a big step up from some years of mediocre performance.
There's definitely been years in the
Yeah.
past where the UK has been the poorest performing of the like 4
Yeah.
main countries.
Yeah. But I feel like
Uh,
even just in the last 12 months, UK players have really stepped up in that
Yeah.
regard.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool to see.
Unfortunately, still actually won by a German player, Johannes Ubrecht, piloting Luna Orchest.
That Chimera tech hurt so
Yeah,
bad.
I watched the Chimera Tech. So I was in the car by the time the final started because I had to be at work on Monday at 9 o'clock.
Yes.
But we managed to stream. We used up the last of Lewis's data to stream
in the car.
literally just as much to get to the Chimera Tech.
And then
And
the
then
finals was over.
Yeah,
so
the finals is over, so we were like, okay, we don't need to watch the rest.
It's a great shame because I played Sam in Swiss and he absolutely destroyed me, and he's the coolest guy ever. And yeah, unfortunately, he just ran into a completely unwinnable matchup. And,
Yeah.
it's not what you want in your first YCS final.
No.
But I mean, even just making a final.
It's
Like, I mean,
pretty sick.
ain't
yeah.
no one saying he
Yeah.
didn't do awesome.
So you sadly lost to him in the Swiss. How did your tournament go
Yeah.
aside from that?
So I was playing Pendulum, to no one's surprise. I finished day 1 5-3. It was like the deck was fine. I actually thought it was quite well placed. The only game 1s I lost all day were the only ones that I went first, and only to main deck Nibiru. One of those 3 was my own fault. I could have played around it. I just missed the line. And yeah, then I just happened to win some game 2 or 3s, going second. But I feel like the deck was doing very well. It did exactly what I wanted to. I just ran into some unlucky situations or some bad matchups, and that was kind of that. Got
Yeah,
3 losses.
that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Seb, I'd be surprised if you played striker. So
I did play Striker.
Also lost to a lot of main deck Nibiru.
No. I actually only played the first 6 rounds. I dropped off to round 6 because I took a very early loss in round 2 to Spiral Orchest. I bricked twice, which happens. Destroyed him game 2 though. But yeah, I bricked twice. He was a lovely guy. But I was really really tired going into this event, which probably affected both the. I drove in the night before, got there at like 10 to 1 in the morning, then woke up to register super early on Saturday. So it probably affected both my own pace and my hassling of my opponents to play faster. And I ended up with 2 draws in a row.
Striker draws.
I mean, yeah, but it was just Striker's already a slow deck, and then
Yeah, if you're not playing like as if it is a tournament, then Striker is a very difficult deck to win matches in tournament settings because of all the external factors.
As I said, I was just very tired, wasn't willing to hassle my opponents about it. Did not call a judge when really I should have been, and I accepted that I was probably too tired to do well at that event anyway. So I didn't have the greatest of it. I had a lot of fun. I had a great time. My opponents were all like
a lot of fun was had by all.
Yeah. No, I had a great time at the event. I was never gonna do well.
That's fair enough. Yeah, sometimes it's just not your day.
Jack V, real quick in the chat, we're not going to the German Open. We decided it was a lot of ball late to get to and just way too expensive for a single day event. So we're playing 2 regionals that weekend
in the UK.
Yep, so any UK players will be at the Sneak Attack Regional in London on the Saturday, and then heading down to Bournemouth on Sunday.
For Level Up?
Level Up Gaming. I think this is their first Yu-Gi-Oh! Regional, so excited to see how that goes. But yeah, should be good. I think I had a slightly better time of it than you two. Day 1, I took a loss in round 3 to some friends of the channel. It was an interesting match. I lost the die roll to Luna Orcust in game 1. He didn't go for his Curious Griffin combo, but he did just hard draw the 1 trap that he was main decking for it, and I got eradicated for 4 spells.
In your Cheerios.
That was more than enough. So game 2, I took care of pretty handily, and then in game 3, I opened with my Nibiru. I was playing a Hydrolander Orcust, so just the 1 Nibiru in the side deck. Opened with it. Opponent sat there. This hand's a little bit awkward, and I'm thinking, great. Awkward hands are perfect for me here because they're the ones that don't start with Azathoth.
Yep.
Activate a danger, resolve a danger, draw a card. Oh no, this is perfect. And the 5th summon was Azathoth, and I'm dead. So that was a frustrating but unwinnable match.
One.
A couple of rounds later, I think round 5, I pick up a draw against Sky Striker. This one's my own fault. I have game 1 in the bag, and I bottle it and try and play around back rows when I should have just attacked. Would have been the way to win, but I got too nervous, and it was my own demise. And then in game 3, I ended up losing round 10 to Luna Orcust in time, pulling the old cowboy trigger. Turns out it was actually an illegal play that got him to there, but
here we are.
I didn't pick it up at the time, and who knows? I think at best it would have been a draw, even if I'd noticed what was going on at the time.
The next 1-2 would have been just dead. For a shame.
Yeah, it is what it is, but I felt really happy on the deck, so it's just a shame it didn't go my way on the day.
And then big shout out to our boy Alvin, who was also X2 at the end of day 1, playing, I'm going to say Draco. But his deck is
a Mono Mind Turbo.
A Mono Mind Turbo. That is Exodia. You just go first and you summon a Mono and you play Mine, and a Mono doesn't bounce in the end phase because you have Mine on the field, and your opponent is just like Heartlocked. So he's playing 3 Draco monsters in his deck and 3 Amanos. So that deck was spicy. He unfortunately also picked up a loss round 10 or round 9.
Round 9, I think.
He finished 8-3, which is an awesome result for him. So
yeah. It was an interesting event. Very hard to metagame for because there are so many decks around at the moment. And we saw that following through into YCS just days past. We had Guadalajara.
Yeah, Guadalajara. And I have the name of the winner here because I need to remember it. Ramiro Garcia, or I suppose Ramiro Garcia, he's from Mexico. I won't be harsh in Spanish, says the Spanish teacher. Yeah, Ramiro Garcia. Actually, it was a pretty reasonable sized YCS for Latin America, 787 people, which is comparable to most of the US ones these days.
Yeah.
And he was also on Luna Orcust, which doesn't surprise me in the slightest. I think it is by far the best of the Orcust decks.
I think Luna Orcust is probably the safest deck to be taken to an event at the moment. It gets so many free wins.
Yeah.
And it's all just assuming you open like playable interactions of the Lunalight cards, everything in your deck is just free extenders. And that's typically been a winning recipe in any Orcust-based deck.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference between the more generic Orcust decks and the Lunalight Orcust decks is that if you open with an extra couple of pieces in the Lunalight deck, you end on a much stronger board. You actually get value out of them. Whereas the Orcust deck, without that, you only get value from extenders if you're using them to play through pieces of interaction rather than to generate extra end board pieces.
Yeah, like Instant Fusion is about the only extender that actually gives you an extra piece on your board, whereas everything else is just vanilla combo plus staples.
Luna Orcust also benefits from like it gets to Azathoth so easily, so it just the only hand trap that touches it is Impermanence, and just really good.
We've got a couple more discussion points to be looking into, but we're going to do some live duels after this. We've got some options for what you might like to see. Seb has a Spiral Orcust deck. I've got my Hydrolander Orcust deck from YCS, and Alec has just put together a Sky Striker Draco deck.
Good boy.
So we can play some constructed if you want to pick two of those decks that we'll put out on the table here for you. Or we also have our limited format Squirrel Control mirror match.
Squirrel Control.
So if you guys comment what you'd like to see, and we will head on to that in a moment.
Yeah. Holleran, to answer your question, this was Cowboy just off of Lunalight cards, nothing Orcust related. Before the Cowboy.
Yeah, this was it was Cowboy off of Armageddon Night, Send Yellow, add Lunalight Perfume, which I absolutely should have known is not a
very
legit.
Wrong.
But yeah, I was tilted and tired and didn't notice at the time.
Yeah, and no material. I was on so I was on Pendulum, and my side for Orcust was 3 Lancia, 3 no material. I think that card is broken right now. I know we discussed this a couple weeks ago. It loses a few percentage points if you're playing a deck that your opponent could tell to go first post side. So if you think there's any world where your opponent tells you to go first after side, then no material's a little bit shaky. But I'm playing Pendulum, so
you are guaranteed to go second every time post side.
0%.
Yeah.
So, but I think no material in isolation is very, very strong right now because it poops on every single one of the Orcust variants.
So looking forward to the future then, we've got more events coming up this weekend.
God,
yeah.
We have another North American YCS?
Yeah,
because they need another
YCS in the span of, 16 days?
Yeah.
Everyone's heading out towards Dallas, Texas?
Yeah, Dallas Fort Worth.
Okay. Predictions. I'm expecting to see more Luna Orcust.
More Luna Orcust. Luna Orcust, some other Orcust, Striker, smattering of other things.
Do you think that there is any way the format can compensate for the prevalence of Luna Orcust that we've been seeing?
Not.
I think it's too. I've kind of talked about this idea a reasonable amount. I think it's too good a linear strategy that can't really be hated out in a very sort of specific way, and the format is still too wide open to the point where you wouldn't want to start trying to actively target it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Impermanence should be in people's decks nowadays. If you're like playing any number of hand traps, might even be better than Ash Blossom at the moment. But other than that, if you can't beat them, join
Join
'em.
'em. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair suggestion. If there was anyone unsure of what deck to play, I think Lunorcust is definitely the safe choice.
It's a very, very safe tier.
It is, however, very, very, very difficult to learn, as I was told. Because I asked Marcus Patel, who topped Ghent on the Tuesday before Ghent. I was like, could I learn Lunar Orcus by Saturday? And he said, no, play Striker. So I did.
I reckon Striker was probably the right call for you.
Yeah. But
King of Games, no, none of us play Kuribo. Lots of Link Kuribo, no Kuribo.
maybe someday.
I know that Alvin likes to dabble in Kuribo from time to time. He has some dual terminal Kuribo cards.
I am, however, very, very excited for the Advent calendar this year, which is all Kuribrohs.
yes, they heard our call.
So I might just get 3 Advent calendars.
On a slightly smaller and slightly more local scale, next weekend we've got a regional coming up in Belfast. Well, in Bangor, very close to Belfast. I'll be flying across there, and quite a few of the Kuribrohs will be heading up from Dublin for the day. So anyone that fancies coming across for a little day trip to Belfast, there's a really cool event that they ran last season, so I'm looking forward to going back and playing some more card games there. So yeah, just give us a shout if you're there. Have we got any comments about what people would like to see?
Constructed, Hydra Orcus, Fire
Swirl
Orcus.
and there's one said squirrel.
I mean, we'll just see where the evening takes us.
Yeah. We can
We
start
can
on
start on
Hydrolander
Constructed.
Spiral.
Sure.
Yeah, Joe McMahon. The regional on the 12th is the one in Stratford. We will be there. I assume that's the one you're talking about.
That is Sneak Attack.
I don't know if there's, but yeah, Sneak Attack. We will be there. 100%.
There- I know someone was asking about the one in Leeds. We're not going to that. It's too far.
I'm not ruling it out.
Sure. Unlikely that most of us will be going, but it is, I guess, an option.
Yeah, a lot of people want to see Spiral.
So the Spiral deck is nowhere near optimized. I threw it together for locals yesterday.
Spiral. It's fine.
Yeah,
but-
we all went to locals yesterday. It was nice
Yeah.
having a little week off. Go and play some games.
But yeah, I had a great time at locals. I came second. I lost to Barrier Stun.
Same barrier stun that I lost to the
Yep.
round before.
Yep. Because I lost the die roll and then I bricked game 2. So I didn't even get to play my one game.
Alec, how was your locals?
So I brought the pet deck that I've been saying that I was going to play at least one locals for maybe like 2 years now, which was Pacifist Paleo. And round 1, I lost the mirror match.
How many mirror matches were you expecting to play going into this event?
I mean, so we were driving up in the morning, and we picked up one of our friends that goes to locals reliably. And the night before, I had asked if anyone had any Megalith Smashers that I could borrow. And I remember that Mitch, the guy we were picking up, had played Pacifist Paleo before. I played him at Original when he was playing. I was like, yo, Mitch, you still got your Megalith Smashers? He's like, I do. It's like, you got them with you? I do. Can I borrow them? No, sorry, I'm playing them. Oh, yikes.
That is.
So there was a non-zero chance of playing one mirror, and I played it. And funnily enough, the person who lands Pacifist first cannot ever lose that game.
Poker dice?
Poker dice.
So yeah, I lost that one. I lost a close round 2.
3 kind? No, 4.
Quads. Yeah, that makes my
quads.
2 back.
That's like
How
great
does
of
math
4.
work?
I can't count. So I will go first with my combo deck.
Huh, weird that.
So,
Draw.
I will declare the effect of Bigfoot.
No response to activation. I should get my dice back out.
They're going with a lot of die rolls.
Number 1 closest to the deck. Number
Yep.
5 furthest from. It's a 1. Hit
No!
a Bigfoot. Yay!
Nessie.
Okay.
Just don't put it
Same
there.
again. 1. Try again. Oh. TKB dice, too good at rolling high. 3.
Stack them.
The what?
Oh! Messier.
I'm gonna be rolling again.
You are going to be rolling again.
King of Games. What's the one card Exodia combo? I assume this is going through Ib.
Treasure Panda? I mean, you need some spells as well, but everyone loves a little bit of Treasure Panda. Jackalope effect?
Yeah, Jackalope
So
effect.
1, 4. Sniped again?
No.
Oh.
No, I don't.
But
believe
there's a
any-
non-zero chance I still can't do anything.
I don't believe any of us are advocates of FTK formats.
Okay, Jackalope again.
Ooh, that would have been a painful hit. Although I assume you must have drawn that off the Jackalope.
I do the Jackalope.
1,
off the
2, 5,
Jackalope.
6. It's a 2.
Effect.
Yes.
So the good thing is I can now actually use my I can actually make an Orcus or a Nightmare for my Orcus combo.
Yeah.
Bad news is this hand is
Nothing but no.
pretty trash. Yeah.
Okay, one of those.
So we'll do this.
Yep.
Discard the second
And
monster one.
response.
Oh God.
Huh.
So yeah.
Combo deck just audibles into Orcus combo when it doesn't get the
Weird that.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
Don't shuffle.
Yeah.
If I had the Ash, I would have asked you already.
Yeah, well, the Bigfoot.
So yeah, my hand is real trash.
You don't have a hand left. Stop it.
I have one card.
I mean, do you want to go to game 2?
No. I want to.
Okay.
I want to make you at least play into one card. But, like,
Okay, I can in fact play into one card, but we'll play it out.
It's fine.
He said, but it was not fine.
Try not to cry. Cry out.
So Galatea effect. Put back part.
Yep.
I'm not setting anything.
Oh wow!
When we draw bad, ding,
When it rains, it pours.
and set one mysterious
Hand? What
card.
hand?
What hand, indeed?
Which hand? When hand?
Okay, so
Cosmic Cyclone, good here.
which card do I want you to negate?
Thoughts on the Magician's Spiral support.
Oh, yeah, that card
card is silly good.
Bonkers. We were
Instant fusion.
we read it on the car ride back from Ghent, and yeah, we were trying to
Like, I will let you resolve the instant.
Yeah,
fusion.
obviously.
we were thinking about all of the targets for it,
Yeah.
and came very quickly to the
But,
conclusion
I'll
of
negate.
this deck, and yeah,
I now think that we might just want to go to game 2.
Yeah, sure.
just get this one over with.
We had the everything.
I also don't have like a real side deck per se because
You have a side deck.
I have a side deck.
Did you not have a side deck from yesterday?
Well, yeah, but it doesn't have Lancia in it because I was playing for locals.
Oh,
so-
powerful. Wait, you weren't playing Lancia for locals?
Lancia is still great against locals. Like Orcus is the easiest thing to just jam in any deck,
Yeah, granted.
and locals is where you're gonna get evenly.
Locals is very good. Yeah, this deck is interesting. I kind of adapted the YCS Ghent topping Spiral Orcust. I'm
Props
not.
to that guy.
Yeah, props to that guy because deck's cool. I don't necessarily 100% agree with all his choices, but I can definitely understand some of them. And I've enjoyed playing the deck anyway. I had a lot of fun yesterday.
Yeah.
But as you can see, if you don't find your spirals, it doesn't do a lot.
The general conclusion is that it's not any better. It's definitely not better than the other Orcus.
Yeah, like Cyber Orcust and Lunar Orcust are both definitely better than Spiral Orcust.
They're kind of the same upside of
Yeah.
good going second cards mixed in with more wombo, but they break a lot less and they play many less garnets.
Yeah. Spiral has always had a lot of garnets, but I also quite like Spiral, so we're gonna play it.
Come see, come ça.
I don't think I'm gonna get Dweller, but I don't know that I'm not.
You think that extra deck has space for Dweller?
So, like, I've typically been going with siding out the dangers, going second against Lunar Orcust, because I fear that there could be a Dweller, and I don't want to play cards that might just be blanks.
Mm.
I mean, obviously they're never quite blanks, but if you get unlucky, then
Yeah.
it's not a good place to find yourself. See, is that
So other questions?
15? Yeah.
How many hand traps would you recommend in Striker? I actually played 0 at Ghent, which
Not even in permanence?
no, I was on stone. I was choosing second and just relying on mine and evenly and those sort of things to get me through. I actually quite like my list, but I don't think it's sensible because Luna Orcust is just on, Curious Griffin for Eradicator.
Eradicator or Imperial Order,
Yeah.
either one, and you're
I mean,
dead.
yeah, either one you're dead. You might have an out to Imperial Order, but probably not because they'll just counter trap you. So, yeah, don't be bad. Play, I'd say at least Ash Imp, probably some other ones.
I mean, honestly, if you're gonna be on a low number of hand traps, I would be on the really high variance hand traps, just like main decking Nibiru, that kind of ballpark.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would want to be on a very large OCG style number
Yeah.
rather than a few.
So
OCG style numbers are getting real weird though, because they're playing one of everything in the main
yeah,
deck.
Only the decks that are actually playing.
Cross out.
cross out, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna declare this,
Okay.
and I'm gonna declare. I think you probably have more spells. No, I'm gonna say monster. You have a lot of engine monsters.
It's like 50-50. It was a spell though.
No. So the fun thing is, my hand now doesn't do anything. Spiral is not a good engine. It plays a lot of blades. Go ahead.
So that was a hard pass.
That was a hard pass.
Okay, that's not really where you want to be against this.
No, it isn't.
I
Well,
mean, you
I mean-
saw me have the Hornet Drones.
Yeah.
So I'm going to summon it.
Uh
Go for a Kagari.
huh.
Kagari effect.
Sure.
Get back this. Play it.
Summon limit.
Ooh.
I did at least hard roll that.
So this is fine because I'm pretty sure you're going to be locked under summon limit next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actual simultaneous
Yeah.
two-sided floodgates.
So at this point, I think that I'm just playing for shorten the clock. So I'm going to chain Gizmek.
Oh.
Yikes.
Yeah. That. Let's just start actually playing some game 1. Yeah, that's important.
I think if you're dead, you're subbing out.
Yeah.
Winner stays on.
Okay, sure.
I have a deck.
And now,
Yeah. That was
to
very.
all watching, you've just seen why you don't play Spiral.
Yeah, don't play Spiral Orcust, it just bricks. It's all trash. It does do really fun things.
Sometimes. But not
I think I should play at least one game where I get to do something.
Okay,
But then I can't guarantee that that'll happen.
could be here.
It-
for a while.
it-
you can have one more game 1 to
Yeah.
try and fire.
Sure. And then if it
then-
doesn't happen,
and then
it
you're
doesn't
off.
happen. Yeah.
I'll side out my hand traps again
Yeah. This deck is
in case there's anyone that wants to see what you in theory do some of the time.
yeah, like the deck is real fun when it resolves, but it sometimes struggles to do that. I did, however, at the locals yesterday, open 1-for-1 Called by the Grave many times, and it was very, very fun.
Winning strategy. One has heard.
Yeah. Yeah, Spirals brick a lot. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's fun. So if you don't brick,
Yeah, so like the Magician's Soul thing, we were thinking about this. If you literally just open Magician's Soul and Big Red, Big Red being a 3 of in that style
I mean-
of the deck.
Or where art thou?
Well, because Big Red's even more broken because you can send it with the thing to draw a card.
Yeah, but if you have
And summon doesn't
yeah,
count.
you can
playable
search
hands.
Big Red with the quick fix, can't you?
Sure, okay.
So if you open with one of your 3 of Big Red, or your quick fix, or your 3 of Where Art Thou.
Oh yeah, Where After doesn't sacrifice itself. It doesn't sacrifice the target.
No.
Nope.
It's just if you summon level.
So on your 4th attempt
yeah,
at
fourth
drawing a
attempt.
playable hand,
we will jackalope.
we might have a
We
playable
might
hand.
have a playable hand.
Still don't know.
Yeah, this deck is just terrible. Most of the time.
3, hit the jackalope.
No, you hit my master plan.
Against me in a practice game, he literally goes danger, discard master plan, danger, discard spiral trap. And I'm just like, what is this?
Yeah.
2 monsters
Yeah.
on board, 3 in hand.
Huh.
That's it.
So, gonna try this again. Gonna declare. We're gonna declare monster again. I
Okay.
think that's probably still correct.
Joe, you've got.
It's still a spell.
Joe, you've got. Tom, you've got a question from Joe about the watch that you use for regionals and for Premier events.
Okay. I have a
I will
digital
play
watch that has
Armageddon Knight.
a 40-minute timer on it. It counts down and then counts up, which is really nice. Because even if you have a time extension, you can just wait until it counts up to the number. So it behaves exactly like the clock on the wall. It just means that wherever I'm sat, I'm effectively in a seat that can see the clock, which is really nice to have.
Yeah, it's literally just the cheapest thing you can find on Amazon, wasn't it?
No, that's I actually do competitive sailing and have done like many years before I even began playing Yu-Gi-Oh. And when you're sailing, you have a series of sound signals that give you time until the start of the race. And so it's useful to be able to time when you're going to be able to actually start the race. I've had the watch from that, and yeah, it just serves dual purpose of being exactly what you want for a Yu-Gi-Oh event as well, which is neat.
So I've still not opened a playable spiral hand, and that should tell you everything you need to know. Admittedly, if I'd hit this, it would have been a playable spiral hand.
Can you not just summon Curious, send Trap, and go for
yeah,
that?
hang on. I do have a trap. Shh, ignore me. I'm just tired.
If you didn't suck, the deck would be really good.
I mean, I've not got to Curious before now either.
Nick,
But yeah.
Nick, we don't want cross out. That card is dumb.
Yeah. So you Curious, send this mill 3.
And this is why you shouldn't play Lunar Orcust if you don't know to summon Curious.
Is there a brand or model?
So milling the resort is really bad.
This is a C Pathfinder. It's made by Casio. I think that they're actually no longer in production, unfortunately.
It's like a Nokia of watches.
Oh yeah. This is probably about as old as I am, so it's done the rounds.
So I milled the resort, which now means that this play is not really doing it for me anymore.
Can you not just Griffin? Oh no, even if you Griffin it back, you can't play it this turn. You need to Griffin it and then Unicorn it.
Unicorn it.
And then search it.
Rip.
Okay,
yeah. So this deck is trash. Let's move on.
Goodbye, Seb.
Didn't even get to finish my pizza.
Yeah. Sorry guys. Spiral's just trash. I'd like it to be good. It did well at locals yesterday, so maybe.
But in 4 hands, you failed to find a viable turn 1 combo.
Yep, that's about right.
Well, like he got to minimum Orchid combo.
Yeah, I got a bit of Morcus armor many times.
In 2 of his 4
I'm
hands.
going 2 of my plans. Yeah. Like,
Powerful.
deck is real trash.
Are you going first or going second?
You go first.
Okay, let's see what we've got.
The wheels, they're going to be spun.
That was real bad until I picked up that 5th card. But we're fine now.
My hand is broken.
Ibbly.
Sure.
We're gonna link 1.
Yeah.
Not quite sure which card you get rid of from my hand. So we're gonna play that it's blind going first. And ditch the orchestrated return, and then use the Ibbly, which is a real bad idea against this deck. But
Oh yeah.
just giving him some free tribute fodder there, you know, why wouldn't you?
But you're locking me off of my engages. Oh, Sainsbury's basic pizza needs to never change.
Yeah.
Chat, what's your favorite type of pizza?
Yeah.
I'm an advocate of as much meat as possible. optionally also cheese, optionally also tomato.
You're a staunch defender of the tomato based, aren't you?
No, barbecue is just rancid.
No, I quite like
Galatae.
it.
Oh no. I would prefer garlic based to barbecue based. That's
You
just
activate the
Barbecue
bubble.
base is lovely.
not okay.
I'm perfectly happy with tomato as well, but the barbecue base is good.
And then we're
Now
going
I really
to go
want
with
pizza.
the
I like-
Bomber Dragon,
Burmerdurgan.
which I think is a reasonable compliment to Ibley. It can be a bit unfortunate if you're playing against Orcus because they will go straight into the
Imagine
mermaid.
Sorry. Best pizza: chicken, mushroom, sweet corn, pineapple.
Okay, so that is pretty fire. I don't like mushrooms that much.
I would ditch the sweet corn and keep it otherwise very.
I'm an
very-
active proponent of sweet corn on most things. Subway, sweet corn, love
Yep.
it.
No.
See, I'm with Alec on this one. I think I would go with the same, less the mushrooms.
I would put double mushrooms on if I could. I love mushrooms.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, pineapple does go on pizza.
Oh, pineapple is fire on most things.
Fun fact: Marcello Barberi did walk out of the room at UK Nats when we opened the pineapple pizza.
Great.
He did not approve. Shout out to Marcello. Lovely guy.
What do you actually have engraved? Just ding symbols.
I've got my choice of
Long.
Galatea, Dingirsu, or Longirsu for the symbols, which isn't the worst choice to be making.
Yep, I feel you. This.
So did you know that
Yeah, that one's
Insect
fine.
Orchest won this weekend's YCS Dragon Duel?
Nice. I did not know,
shout
but
out
I
to
am
Lauren,
so pleased.
Let's go.
So thanks, Hilarion, for telling us that.
I'm gonna go Stoker there.
Go
that's
over
really cool.
that. Sure. It's fine. Honestly, that's like one of the best cards you can Ghost Ogre in the deck, because Ghost Ogre just hurts everything, and like this card doesn't do anything anyway.
But at this point, I have to assume that I'm playing against Striker, and anything that I can do to keep the Ibley on the board is going to be
Yep.
in my favor.
Tom, how has Hydrolander been for you?
Hydrolander was unfortunately let me down in the round that I ended up losing, round 10. I was in a position where I'd won a very long game 1, and then I was in an almost unlosable rather, game 2. That sadly Hydrolander cost me in combination with another unfortunate top deck from my opponent. But for the most part, I actually felt that in this build specifically, Hydrolander was just great. I'm going to have to ash that.
Probably ask that. That's real sad.
So yeah, I played a build with Hydrolander at the Brotherhood 1K a few weeks back, and it seriously underperformed. I was playing far too many duplicates, so this is the absolute minimum stripped down build, where my only main deck duplicates are 2 Hydrolander, 2 Orcus Nightmare, and 2 Harp. And since I've boarded onto this, I've just found that it's so good.
Well, I think that is quite insightful. I am not big on Hydrolander because it requires my entire deck to
Go.
First of all have monsters in it, and second of all,
Well, I'm definitely going to be using the symbol here.
Yeah.
I don't think I get any value from Longirsu at this point because it just sticks a body, and if I just want to stick a body, I'd probably rather summon the Dingirsu, as that will let me loop back the symbol. There's an argument for taking the Galatea, because whilst I will lose the Galatea itself, I can get the Crescendo set for next turn. Oh no, of course, I can just summon it over here, which makes Galatea a much more attractive idea. Going into the start of my turn with a lot of attack points on the board and a counter trap seems like a reasonable idea. So yeah, I think that's probably got to be the answer. I take the Galatea, I'll put it over here, and use the Galatea effect. Probably shuffling back the Nightmare, because I know that I've got World 1 for the symbol if I need it. And set myself a counter trap. In an ideal world, I would start my next turn with Galatea effect again for the orchestrated return, but sadly that was my discard on turn 1. Let's see what we get on the draw. Oh, neat. Hydrolander, go.
Powerful.
With 6 monsters in grade.
Yeah.
Now, at this point, I think... I don't know that I'm playing against True Draco, so I will use the Hydrolander effect, because I'm hoping to find some Orcust cards.
Yeah.
Nice. This is fine. I'm going to chain the Orcust Nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, the issue is I just lose from here because you hit the Nightmare. I think it was incorrect to not just Dingir to recycle this at the end of the turn, but...
I wanted to have the counter trap live as soon as I went into my turn.
Yeah, like, unless this is a live card, but you were hoping to draw a live card.
This wasn't a live card.
Yeah, so you didn't actually have any plays on your turn.
No, but I was just going to hit you with these two and say you didn't make any real play last turn, so you'd need to top deck something real.
No, I just played my card Demise Objector.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was left on these 4, which is obviously not ideal after making the Mermaid when you go through everything. But my play next turn was probably going to be good after seeing 4 cards.
In the situation that I was in, I wasn't expecting to be staring down a card of Demise. I was thinking, okay, this is Striker.
Striker play Demise.
Yeah, true, they could play Demise, but I wouldn't necessarily expect that from a Sky Striker deck, even though it is something that could be coming down.
Yeah.
Risky asks what we think of Phantasme in the main.
Oh, I think Phantasm is broken right now. I think any deck that is playing cards that aren't Engine, or like cards that aren't dedicated Wombo, so like anything that isn't Cyber Dragon or Lunalight Orcust, should be playing Phantasme.
Have you got a little bit of side deck put together?
Yeah. Phantasme is quite good. It doesn't really deal well with things like Lunar Orcust, because they often make Azathoth before they make a link.
Fine.
But yeah, obviously it's super good against Striker still, and Striker still makes up a large percentage of the field. It's good against all of the like non-Lunar Light Orcust decks, which is still a large number of them. And yeah, as I said, it fixes hands as well as being presence on board, as well as having the cute negation effect. So
yeah, like I think the 2 most popular matchups going into any room you're expecting to play are Striker and Orcust variants. And apart from Lunalight, when they open the good stuff tail to make Azathoth first, Orcust Phantasme is broken in all of those situations. So I see no reason not to be playing Phantasme if you're a man who likes interaction, those kind of cards.
yeah, it also allows you to dig for things like Nibiru.
Huh. Good card.
Gives them a big token for what it's worth.
Oh mate, doing Nibiru math sucks.
It really does.
Like,
what's the biggest Nibiru you've summoned?
I've never summoned, or I've summoned like 1 Nibiru and we didn't count it because they scooped immediately.
Okay.
I got Nibiru.
You summoned Nibiru and scooped.
And they scooped immediately.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
this is at the Brotherhood when they were on just Crusadia Guard Dragon Wombo, and they went your turn, and I went still main phase, and they lost. Yeah, when I got Nibiru'd, it was typically something like 48 attack, 56 defense, something in that ballpark. I've got Nibiru'd 3 times, and 2 of them were exactly the same numbers. Just because you always get Nibiru'd on your Pendulum Summon, and you always try and Pendulum Summon exactly the same cards. So, yeah, it was something in the ballpark of just under 5,000, just over 5,000.
I've seen some silly big Nibirus hitting the boards.
Yeah.
I think my biggest is 81, but then I've only played the card like twice or 3 times since its release. So
Like,
Who's kicking off?
still you.
Okay.
So what's being played? This is Draco Striker on the bottom. That's Alec, and then you got Tom on the top playing Hydrolander Orcust. which seems to like his Ibli a lot.
Is one of it.
Is one of it.
Eep. Eep. Eep.
Yeah, Ibli being played a lot at the moment, obviously to play around the Nibiru, which is a very scary card.
Yeah, Ibli is just really bad going second.
It really is bad. Going second.
Really bad. I can't get behind the decks playing 6 Ibli with
Cyber
Signet Mining.
Signet Mining.
Just seems real bad. And then
Yeah.
you're playing 6 dedicated normal summons as well. It's just, I don't know. Needs for me.
Thoughts on how many crescendo you should play? I think it very much depends on which variant of Orcust you are playing. Most of the like super combo ones, Luna and Cyber and that sort of stuff, probably only wants 1, but the pure decks probably want at least 2.
I believe
not
all
three,
of the pure decks that are choosing first realistically should be playing 2.
Yeah.
Anything else I think should be playing 1, whether
Yeah.
you're on pure going second or
Oh yeah, pure going second.
any of the bigger Orcust decks. Because you typically add more garnets or more things to your deck. They give you interactions that aren't the counter trap. And like the pure deck really wants to open a hard draw, either Babel or the counter trap. So playing an extra copy isn't that much of a downside because you actively want to draw one of the two of them. So you can end on both.
Thoughts on Ghosts on 60 card Go second August?
I mean, it's go second Orcust. It's good.
I don't see any reason specifically to be playing 60. If you can keep it lower numbers, probably better. Likewise, there's no real reason to keep it to 40, but just like 60 as an arbitrary number is probably not correct.
Like, if you're playing a deck that does anything, you should probably be playing Orcust. It's about as much advice as I can give you.
I mean, like, your deck, whatever it is, will have Orcust.
There's going to be a Hydrolander somewhere.
Sure.
I'm just deciding which zone to put it in. So, like, I've got plenty of ways to fill this zone if I need it filled. So I think it's probably sensible not to put the Hydrolander somewhere I might end up wanting to tribute it. So yeah, I'm just going to place them there and pass to you.
Sure. Indeed. I'm gonna start by tribute summoning Dynamite.
Ooh, okay.
Where's the safe zone? Safe zone's over here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yugi Joe stopped watching for about 12 minutes and it's still Tom's turn. Did you miss an entire game? Alec did scoop up the last one pretty quickly, so yes. I imagine. I don't think Tom quite took 12 minutes for his turn.
Yeah, we are fairly early on in game 2. Activations. Ooh, no, this might actually be a good time to pull the trigger on my Dingirsu. I don't think I'm likely to get a better piece of spell speed 1 interaction than taking out a diagram. So yeah, I'm gonna go in with the symbol target Dingirsu here.
Then I need to think about Dynamite. Because I've yet to do anything to bait out the counter trap, which is the main consideration. I guess I let this happen.
So I'm going to summon my Dingirsu here because I'm very happy to tribute him as and when needed.
Yeah.
And then use the Centigrade effect and target diagram.
And I still let that happen. Then I will activate a spell card.
Okay, so this is an interesting one in that it does give you extra summons, which can be a little bit of a worry, but I think I'm happy to let that activation resolve. I don't need to banish it, and I can just chain Hydrolander if you want to use the effect.
And I will use the tribute summon effect.
And I'm going to chain my Hydrolander at this point. No dupes, so destroy. Unless, of course, you want to chain your...
Here, I'll do dynamite.
Okay. I have no response to the activation of dynamite, so crack on with that one.
Let's go for the best card.
Just thinking, actually, I might want to use my Galatea immediately here. I don't think it matters a great deal because this is probably my first choice tribute for the Decoded Talker. But I do want to get this used as soon as possible. But yeah.
Just whether you think I can pop the thing that...
Hydrolander is going to be getting rid of this one because I don't want you taking any extra summons.
Yeah, and I'll hit your face down.
And then I'll use Decoded Talker to negate the effect.
Yep.
Tom, will you be sharing your Hydrolander list?
I don't intend to be publishing it. Like, you can pick up most of what's going on just by watching me play. But I'm still using this for events. I enjoy it. So I'm not planning to publish a full list immediately. At this point, I'm going to use my Galatea though.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick the symbol back in the deck and take another crescendo.
Sam Pearson, who
boy.
may have done quite good things this past weekend, asks if Mermaid is banned as expected. Do you think Pure Orcust will still be viable for London?
Yes, I think Orcust will still be a solid deck, particularly if we see sort of similar level hits to the other top decks going around at the moment. I think it'll look very different to how it looks now, but I think it will continue to exist as a very strong deck.
I'd like to believe that Mermaid will indeed be banned.
Oh, yeah.
With
It
LP
really should be.
and Engage to 1, something along those lines, as the kind of...
The hit we weren't
obvious
quite
choice.
sure about is how do you deal with Pendulum decks and Thunder decks, which are likely to be very dominant if we get all of the hits that we're expecting to see.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect them to hit Thunder on this list, quite frankly. I know OCG has 1 Colossus, 1 Hawk. So that is a way that you can hit that deck. And
Punch for damage.
yeah, so
I'll take a little bit less damage.
Sure.
what about Lunar Orcust just splashing, just having that?
Or do I just win the fight? That
Yeah,
might be
no,
stronger.
So,
That's the correct way of doing it. The issue is you drew the Ibli again, which meant I couldn't Shark Cannon you, which would have been brutal. That's the extra piece of interaction I needed to break your board. Without the either without the counter trap or without the Dingir suit, then I get to resolve my card demise, and I assume just win from there.
Yeah, certainly puts you in a much more of a fighting position.
Yeah.
so
Ibli did my dirty.
So what about Lunalight Orcust in a world without Mermaid?
What was the theory behind going to the battle phase and attacking the Galatea?
Oh, so I had no more play.
Okay, because it wasn't going to die even
Yeah.
if the attack went through.
Yeah, no, I had no more plays, so I just attack, hope you don't do the thing,
Okay.
and just literally set up my turn.
Did we have any appetite for seeing some Squirrel? Because we've concluded the matches there.
Squirrel control, anyone? In the meantime, we'll take some more questions. Nixie says, I feel that we need Splashable Orcust or every combo deck loses to Dark Ruler. I think that's totally fine if your combo deck decides that it wants to, only have monster cards, then...
I think combo decks losing to Dark Ruler is how the cards were designed to work.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole point.
Like, the issue is what you just described is I want my combo deck to be, or I want the combo in my combo deck to be splashable in every deck and to not lose to dedicated sideboard cards for combo decks.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit too good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is precisely why we need Mermaid that.
Yeah. Because, like, say there is basically zero reason not to be playing Orcust in any deck that plays monster cards. Any deck that plays like a real number of monster cards.
Yeah.
Because it is just that good of an engine. And yeah, that's kind of narrows formats to make them less fun.
Yep.
And Nightmares are so good.
Yeah, it's the fact that your entry point is a card that you're playing anyway.
And going second gets you value along the way.
And you actively want to make anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point. So it's kind of silly. Do we think Glad Beast will resurface after
No.
Chaos Impact?
No.
Yeah, the answer is a hard no.
Next question.
Cards are still terrible.
People will play it, it won't do well.
The level 7 or 8, the Sneak Peek promo is a good card in the grand scheme of good Gladiator Beast support, but yeah, it doesn't fundamentally fix the fact that the deck revolves around the battle phase.
And the battle phase is a lot less important than it used to be.
Not even good effects around the battle phase.
Yeah, if you really want to play Glad Beasts, I'm sorry, you probably have to time travel back to that 2008 or 9. Last time they were probably super viable.
Like, you could still play
They
them.
had a smattering.
Yeah, they had a smattering like 2010, 2011. Like even going like they've been around and they were the deck that everyone just kind of went back to when they didn't know what to play after a new list.
I'm guessing it's me first.
You first. Yeah,
But
just a reminder for people that have watched some of our old content on Squirrel format, or a greeting to any of the people who don't know what we're doing now. This is a 40-card singleton format that we made up. It is not based on any historical period in Yu-Gi-Oh! History. It's just an adaptation of Go Control, where we took out all of the obviously broken cards and made the deck much more about fair 1-for-1 and 2-for-1 interactions where you're trying to claw card advantage, rather than Go Control, which is very centric on trying to leverage your broken cards in the best way possible. We are playing an exact mirror match. Both decks are the same 40, and there are 40 unique cards in the deck.
It's roughly 20 monsters, 10 spells, 10 traps. I think there's a
9 spells, 11 traps, something like that.
Yeah. No, it's 21 monsters.
21 monsters, 9 spells, 10 traps.
And it's using all of the current day rules. So turn player going first does not draw. All of the cards are current errata, etc., etc.
Yeah. This was actually a format that we made before the erratas to Witch of the Black Forest and Sangan. But it doesn't make much of a difference in this format. Alex opened with the best card. I'm going to have to finish chain that.
I understand.
It doesn't make a difference in this format which version of Sangan you play. So for consistency's sake, with the fact that we play all modern rules, we just put in the errata when they were errated.
Yep. And both players have exactly one card in their extra deck, which is Chimeratech Fortress Dragon.
Yes.
There is one Cyber Dragon and quite a lot of machines.
It makes a nice balance with the Chimeratech, because the low-level machines are out to Cyber Dragon, and the Cyber Dragon is an out to the Card Trooper without conceding a draw. So I'm going to chain the Space Typhoon.
Sure. And I will punch.
It's a Spirit Reaper.
It's a Spirit Reaper.
Spirit Reaper is really fun in this format. But yeah, the format that we now call Squirrel Control is named after What Squirrel, which is
Key card.
arguably one of the best cards in the format.
Arguably.
It's not Breaker. Come on now.
It's not Breaker, yeah. Back to questions about Constructed. Do you think there are too many combo deck blowout cards, specifically ones that can't be responded to, like Super Poly, Sphere Mode, and so on?
I don't like the direction that Konami is going, printing a lot of big blowout hosers for combo decks.
But they are necessary.
Yes, that is strictly true. That formats would be worse off without them. but then that's the whole design ethos of whether the combo decks are just too good for the game mechanics, that kind of stuff. So I don't like that they need to exist, but they probably do need to exist in some description. I wish they were a little bit less generic, because things like Nibiru are just any deck can play it and hose anything.
Yeah.
Whereas things like Dimension Shifter, which I played this weekend, and it's really good in Pacifist. That
Kick
is,
up your set.
that is significantly more of a card that hoses combo decks, but actually has like some deck building considerations on your side to be able to facilitate it.
There's not a lot of decks that can play it at the moment.
Exactly, yeah.
You
And
also have things.
if you are womboing, then you can't use it to stop your opponent womboing back. And I much prefer that kind of card design where the fair decks get to blow out the unfair decks, but you can't just have two unfair decks blowing each other out. Like, Lancia is terrible card design because any deck can play it going first or second, and it will do exactly what it says in the tin every single time.
It also, so especially things like Super Poly. Like I hate Super Poly as a card.
Oh yeah.
It keeps climbing back up the FNL list.
Yep.
And I wish it would. I wish it had stayed at 0. But yeah, combo decks need a check. So gotta accept it. What's the best way to play Striker, and how do you figure out the best route to play? So
Play Orchest. Sure.
So, what's the best way to play Striker? That will always
the
depend on
nuts.
your format. At the moment,
That's not all.
Like, I know that part.
like Striker is probably best played quite. Alec is getting punched.
You not remain.
Yes, Striker
Go ahead.
probably best with reasonable number of hand traps and just the very sort of boring Striker with some probably needs desires just to keep consistency up. But yeah, not super
Spirit Reaper
exciting or
again?
anything.
Yeah.
I don't think Striker is inherently consistent enough to not play Desires.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It needs desires or demise, and you probably want hand traps, so you're not playing demise. So
Or both.
So you've got a 2-card hand,
2-card hand.
and
Yeah.
I know that Mobius is there.
Know that Mobius is one of them.
why does Seb have a German name? I like this question. Because I'm half German. Easy
Surprise.
answer.
And you've taken 46 to my nothing so far.
Yeah, not a lot.
Yeah, the only thing that you've attacked into is a set Spirit Reaper. I think life points are more important than informational advantage, so I don't want to bleed 2k.
Get back here, you.
What do you think has the potential to rise in the meta if the top decks get powered down?
Thunder Dragon.
Thunder Dragon is definitely my top pick.
Yeah, so the main way I would answer that question is, what are the decks that are really hard to hit with a small number of hits on the ban list? And I think Thunder Dragon is really, really hard to hit, because OCG has 1 Colossus and 1 Hawk. I would be amazed if we got both of those hits in a single list. And I don't believe either of those hits in isolation do anything on their own. So if Colossus goes to 1, I believe the deck is fundamentally untouched. Like, the nut draws are slightly different, but I think.
But yeah, Thunder Dragon is definitely one of the ones that would rise. Other things that are just kind of lurking around. Geist is still a deck, and good.
So we've got Mobius and a top deck. I'm gonna set one. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, but I think things like Geist would do well. I think
So that's
any
another
of
12
the
on top
trap
of
decks.
46. 58 puts you at 22.
It just depends what hits you see on any given ban list, and as we know, Konami is reasonably unpredictable with some of the things they do. Salad could see a resurgence.
Puts you to 11. Set one.
But-
There you go.
Salad's issue is that it loses to Nibiru harder than any of the combo decks. So
Yeah. Good. So the issue with Salad is I don't believe it is any more consistent than any other deck at the moment. Losing 6 or losing
Or Gazelle.
4 Gazelle really did hurt it, and the deck
Okay.
might be kind of fine in isolation, but it now actually loses to the first piece of interaction, like the first hand trap, on your rank 3 or your searcher or whatever it is. So given that, I don't believe it is any better or more resilient, and I don't believe it's any more consistent, just actually getting to good cards, than the rest of the field. And obviously, it's not as powerful as any of the Orca stuff that's going on. So I feel like Salad is just in a pretty bad place right now.
It also gets a lot worse if we end up in a slower format with more hand traps.
Yeah, 100%.
Thoughts on Guru? Guru seems pretty good at the moment.
Guru is just not consistent enough. As much as people want to believe it is, I have Deepers now.
Oh no. That's really unfortunate.
Yay!
So I think Guru's alright, especially if the other decks get watered down. But yeah, it does just break a reasonable chunk.
Like, you only have 4 field spells.
Go ahead.
Main deck Super Poly and Striker. I have never liked Super Poly particularly in Striker, but there are a lot of people who played it to reasonable amounts of success.
So my only concern with Super Poly in this format specifically, obviously could change drastically in the next few weeks, is Super Poly isn't very good against Orcus variants. The only thing the consideration, the only other consideration is that it does stop you getting eradicated.
Yeah.
And it stops counter trap as well.
Unless they want to turn it back on.
So most of the Super Bomb Orcus decks don't play the field spell.
Yeah, most people are just ending on counter trap as their end piece.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. And the pure decks only get to field spell, in which case Super Poly is real trash. But yeah. What do you think about the trend of decks cutting Called by the Grave? Or hand traps really out of favor? I don't think hand traps are out of favor. I just think it's that the decks that are cutting Called by the Grave, like Cyber Orcust and Lunar Orcust, play around hand traps with their in-engine pieces. So like Lunar Orcust just makes Azathoth, and Cyber Orcust makes Infinity before they do their Orcust combo.
This seems a strange play when you know about Tsukiyomi, but
You're just
I think I'll never
not.
force it.
You're just not doing that.
Yeah, the main consideration for me is that there is quite a lot of people in the room who are not playing hand traps at all. Both the Luna versions and the Cyber Orcust versions. Quite a lot of the pure Orcust variants are on very few or 0 hand traps that can be
Called by.
Just
like they'll
Nibiru
play
and
like
stuff.
Nibiru and Impermanence because they only care about the super combo decks. So like, whilst you might hit an Ash Blossom here and there, I don't think it is.
They'll banish.
I've taken 600 and you're at 11.
Thoughts
Go ahead.
on trap heavy Sidra deck that top 8'd Niagara? Haven't seen the list. Have either of you two seen the list?
No, in principle, kind of cool. I know that the cybernetic overflow is nuts.
Card is bonkers.
Yeah, card pretty good. But yeah, no actual thoughts.
I'm very
just
disgruntled.
haven't seen the list. We'll look
Give
at
a
the
burst
first
reverse.
for sure.
You don't actually lose. Yeah, the burst rebuff is super dead with no life.
Yeah, like I have.
Can I tag in for Geodenka?
Sure.
Yeah, squirrel. That's what we call
Should have time for at least one more.
One more game.
It's been a good live duel session for me.
It has indeed.
Been drawing good cards.
I mean, I just bricked 4 times, so it's fine. So far.
4-0 against Seb. 2-0 Alec. Then 1-0 Alec in a.
Okay, got some dice.
Yeah. No need for more poker dice. Though.
No. 2 and 3. You can go first.
Okay, boss. Yikes.
Indeed.
Set one pass.
Draw. Monster card.
Yep.
If the noble
Attack with
spell
one
comes
stack
out in TCG,
Yeah.
will the
Big
format
dice.
get faster?
That's pretty good. Yeah. Take 2 handy.
Yes, I think the format has to get faster purely because even if you're playing fair mirror matches, being able to selectively turn off the best card in your opponent's deck for an entire
Gonna
turn
have to.
probably makes the game end quicker.
Okay.
Like,
My life points matter.
the nobleman can call like engage in striker mirrors and gazelle in salad mirrors. So the person going first suddenly has
Go ahead.
3 blowout cards in their main deck that either stop hand traps or it's just the best trap in their deck. I think that card is just bonkers, not in a good way.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then all the Wando decks get to main deck. They're like 1 Ash Blossom, 1 Nibiru.
Yeah.
Can Needle Fiber come out in TCG?
No, thank you.
No. Never. Needle Fiber can stay in OCG land where it belongs.
Forever.
Literally forever.
Yeah, that summarizes it pretty well. See?
OCG is silly. We don't like OCG.
I was watching OCG Duels last night. I realized they still have Vanity's Emptiness.
With
They
Dingiasu.
get to literally set up the old Stardust Spark Dragon Vanity's Emptiness. Silly.
And why wouldn't you?
Stop it.
And you don't even have to play the Spark Dragon. Or you can and just summon it with Agapane.
Stop. Like, to give a constructive answer to the needle fiber question, I think TCG has been very good at hitting link payoff as much as it can. The issue is they're not hitting archetype specific link payoff. They're like hitting the generic cards. So obviously Firewall was broken, Gunbar Dragon was broken, that kind of stuff. But
Target.
They're going to continue printing new good archetypes, and most of those archetypes will be made better by getting a few extra bodies on board. So
Rip.
yeah, needle fiber facilitating in archetype things is probably going to be just as broken as any hypothetical needle fiber just being good generically format.
Yeah, needle fiber. It's just good.
Kuribrohs deck profile when we get 3 of the calendar.
I will very much be building a Kuribo deck.
We do need to speak to Alvin. I'm sure he's already got
Yeah.
plenty of Kuribo decks. He had a Kuribo invoked list a while back that we were discussing on the group chat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna pass.
Agrafane is banned in OCG land, but as you say, they have Dingirsu, which sets up exactly the same lock.
Yeah.
Arguably better.
This is not going well for me.
No, it's not.
Lucas, yes, we are big proponents of hitting Mermaid.
Very
Um,
big.
I have absolutely no problem with Orcus being a strong combo deck. The issue at the moment is there's not a lot of reason not to put it in your otherwise, in your anything else combo deck. It's just such a free splashable engine that ends on good interaction, regardless of how you build it. So we personally would like Mermaid to be banned. And
Yeah.
Orcus will definitely live on, but
going.
Just not as a Splash Blender.
So I'm pretty sure I've already lost this game.
Oh yeah.
Let's just go to a game
I have
2
everything.
because
This is game 2.
oh
Oh no,
yeah,
this
I was
is
gonna
game
say-
1 against you.
yeah,
sure.
I'm gonna say like hang on there. I was on a whole lot of nothing. I had both Faith and Mask of Darkness with absolutely nothing of value to add back. I could have added back the MST and hit one of his like 20 back row, but didn't seem worth it.
I just had an advantage engine that meant I didn't need to start attacking stuff. I was just going to
Yeah.
accrue cards and put the pressure on you to do something.
And I couldn't do anything. And I was like, this is gonna get real boring real quick. So let's go to a game 2 where the stuff happens. This format is really, really fun to play. But yeah, you can still go first.
Cool.
As with any format, there are some runaway games where someone just doesn't draw like any correct ratio of spells and traps and monsters, but
Yeah.
reasonably speaking, the format
Go
is
ahead.
large enough where even if someone doesn't open optimal, then they will draw into real cards, and then late game, you reliably, the person who played their cards correctly reliably ends up with correct ratio of monsters, spells, and traps, and the person
Well,
who
that's a
didn't
Sandman.
tends to get flooded on one or the other.
Could be a witch.
I was like, Sangan or Witch. One of the two.
Which witch?
What witch?
Sandwich?
We'll see what you have.
What qualities should you look for in a control deck in a control-heavy format?
Value.
Value.
Good question.
Control decks that do proactive things and don't just react. So,
Yeah.
Striker is a good example of that, where it just accrues value, like, through its existence,
Oh wow.
and then
Fiendish Chain on the card trooper.
yeah.
Seb must have a real bad hand.
Like, I do have
Go ahead.
plays, yeah. But this is a good play.
Why would you Fiendish Chain Card Trooper as your first play? As your first damage?
3. This is 3.
I do not know.
And then we'll
Yeah, and then in fair formats, if you're trying to out-resource or out-tempo, which tempo is kind of control in Yu-Gi-Oh! The two are fairly indiscriminate. If you're trying to play quote-unquote fair matches, you need to make sure that the thing that you're doing doesn't get shut down directly by the other control decks in what they're doing. So the best example I can give this format is if your deck loses to Widow Anchor, it would not be a good choice for the current format because the other control deck you're trying to beat in control mirrors is Striker. So like, if you were playing Guru and Guru didn't have any way of stopping Widow Anchor just stealing their Guru, then Guru would be a terrible choice in this current format. That's the kind of example I'm going for.
Go ahead.
So like, if you were trying to beat a field full of control playing Widow Anchor style cards, then you'd want your control deck to not be monster based. So something like True Draco might be quite strong because you can chain a lot to all their cards and generate advantage with your monsters while sort of playing around Widow Anchor. And you also have ways of destroying their advantage and interacting with their advantage engine sort of proactively, quote unquote.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing I'd be looking for in a control deck.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Good question. I like that question. Yes.
Punch.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Sure.
Which is dead.
Come back. See, Grandma is really, really good. There's a reason it was at 1 for so long.
There wasn't any reason why it was at 1 for so.
No, there wasn't. But,
definitely needed to be limited at the time.
In 2007?
Something like that. It was
Yeah.
on the list for like a good, like probably 5 years too long.
Okay.
You like to do things.
You don't stop it.
Yep.
Still punch. Do you have the D prison?
I've only taken 15 so far. I think I just accept that.
Sure. Go ahead. Oh no. Keeper, skipper, two. Yeah, that's fine.
So I've now taken 54.
Yeah, 54. And I've taken, I took the.
You've
damage
taken 13.
Yeah. Plus the 2000 for my own birth rate.
Oh,
33.
yeah.
Thoughts on Speed Duel? I don't believe any of us have really touched Speed Duel enough to have any great commentary on it.
We've all like played a couple games, and it seems kind of
Yeah.
neat, but kind of unremarkable all at the same time.
Yeah. Like, it is a great way to introduce new players to Yu-Gi-Oh! But it isn't, like,
It's like-
particularly, like, remarkable in any way for, I think, most people who already play constructed Yu-Gi-Oh!
Well, yeah, continue to play Constructed
Yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
yeah. People who still like constructed Yu-Gi-Oh!
So I think it's something that will get substantially better as they develop the card pool.
Oh,
I
Deep
wish
Vision's gone.
that they were printing slightly better cards. Like in the latest sets, I forget how many cards are in each set for Speed Duel. But in the latest set, quite a lot of the cards have been just unplayably trashed, even
damage
in
stuff.
Speed Duel.
Yep.
Like perspectives.
It'll make you take the 400 and lose your squirrel.
Yeah, and then I'll get the squirrel back.
No.
And then I'll punch.
Yeah.
And punch your face and hit you with that. So I'm on 22,
Uh-huh.
and you just took another 13. So you've taken 46, puts you at 34.
Cool.
Plus to you.
You're on how much?
22.
22.
We appreciate you, Nick.
Cyber Dragon.
Thanks for the kind words. It's,
Yeah.
it's like I'd like to say we do this every Monday. We've been doing
We do it most Mondays.
We do it most Mondays.
If there's like premiere events or like
punch
events going on, then you know we wouldn't. But we've been pretty good for the last. How long are we doing this? 6 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting
We've
It's a
good.
while.
missed a couple, but not too many.
Yeah.
So that was quite a bit of damage. That was
That
another
was-
14.
yeah, that
puts
was
me down to 800.
Set one
We're
go.
playing with fire at this point.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's Cyber Dragon's negated.
I'm hoping that Seb just forgot I added back the shit.
I just did forget. I'm bad. So basically, what we're learning is Seb is trash.
What?
Seb is very forgetful.
Yeah,
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm on.
You've taken 46,
Mhm.
and now you've taken 64. Puts
Good.
you at 16.
Let's see.
I'm gonna set one more and pass.
Go.
Pretty sad. You even threw away your machine to just.
Yeah. Yeah. I did throw away.
So you're at 16.
Yeah. Mobius.
Okay.
Yeah. That was very much a bluff. Yep. Yep. I did.
And
Yeah,
on the
that's-
stroke of 8:30, I have
Tom.
completed my undefeated live deal run for the entire evening.
Yep. So this is why Tom is the one who you all know and love, because his name is in the YCS topping way more than Alec and I.
Okay, Harry Moore. The VOD will be up literally as soon as this finishes, so you'll be able to rewatch everything. I believe YouTube even has like you can play through the comments, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you should be able to play. Obviously, unfortunately, we can't answer any questions. So.
I even watch back the ones that I missed myself. Usually, if I'm not on the stream, it means that I'm busy for whatever reason.
yeah.
So yeah, I like to catch up and see what I've missed.
Yeah, like we all watch these when we're not on them.
We
So.
like to believe that we make good content.
we make watchable content. I'm not sure if it is. It's
We're
nice for the
learning.
background. Yeah, if there's anything that you guys would like to see more of, anything that you like seeing, anything that you think we do too much of, just drop us a message. You can either message the page directly, Team Kuribrohs, put it in a comment on the video. We do pick up on what people are posting there. Yeah, just let us know how you feel. We quite like this format. It means we get to play some games whilst we're chatting to you. Sometimes like gives us new conversation points, but yeah, it's really we'll try and do whatever works best for you guys, and I hope that you're enjoying the content.
Right. And with that, I think.
Any last points in the chat that we should be?
No.
Okay.
Probably more just asking how we did this weekend, how we did last weekend again.
Yeah,
we answered at the beginning. Tom went furthest. He lost round 10 to go 7-2-1. I finished out day 1 at 5-3, and Seb finished at like 3-1-2, 3-2.
3-1-2.
3-1-2.
Yeah. I took the double draw.
This guy's striker bracket.
Anyhow, thanks guys for coming out to watch, and we'll be
See
live
you
again
all
this
next
time next week. Bye bye.
Bye.